Hi everybody, Rebecca here from Simple Suburban Living, and in this video I'm going to do a pantry inventory. Now those of you that have been paying attention and that have watched my other recent videos know that I just moved from Colorado to the lower desert of California to be with my 89-year-old mom. And so I'm in her home, and I'm going to be checking out what she has in her pantry and then comparing it to my list of items that I like to keep in my pantry, and then I'll know what I need to buy to fill up her pantry with the things I always like to make sure and have on hand. And by the way, I already created a video about how to build a prepper pantry on a budget, and I'll be sure to link to that in the description, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so the area that she has for her pantry is just this one cabinet, and I haven't measured it. I'll measure it and put the dimensions in on the video, but you can see it's fairly narrow, and also right now it's missing a shelf, and so that's something I'll be adding to at some point in the future. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by pulling everything out of the pantry and then going over to the table and organizing it and inventorying it before I put it back in. So I'll put it on fast speed, but you'll see me go through the process. Okay, so I've emptied out the pantry, and now I'm going to go over to the table and organize and inventory everything over there. So I'll take you over there now. Okay, I now have everything on the table, just kind of spread out. And I also have my computer, which you can maybe see right there, where I have my shopping list. Again, this is the list that I shared with you on how to build a prepper pantry on $25 a week. That's my budget. You could do it on whatever budget you want. But what I wanted to do right now is I'm going to go through and I'm going to see how much of these different items that are on my list I actually have. And naturally, she'll have some things in her pantry that I don't have on my list. So I think the best way to go about this is to organize by types of things. So again, I'm going to speed through this on your behalf. You'll notice, like, for example, that I have different tomato products, diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, and that type of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find all the cans of tomato products and group them together and so on. And after I get a little ways down, I will bring you back and talk to you about the progress. Okay, so while I'm organizing, as an example, I'm going to put all of my canned vegetables that I find into one area. This is soup, so that's going to go someplace else. But all my canned vegetables will go over here, canned tomato products in here, and so on. Okay, so I have found all of the, I believe I found all of the canned tomato products. and I'm going to inventory them now and add to my list, or check off things off my list. Okay, so you'll see that all of the tomato products are tomato sauce, and they're all 8 ounce. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if you look at my desired inventory, you can see that I wanted to have 4 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce and 4 16-ounce cans. Now, obviously, 2 8-ounce cans equals a 16-ounce. So I'm going to put aside 4 of these and check off the cans, the 8-ounce cans. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna just check off the 8-ounce cans, and I'm going to count 2 of these as a 16-ounce, and then of course I still have 1 more 8-ounce cans. So what I think that I'm going to do is, on my list here, I'm going to make a note that I have +1, and then I'm going to put down here that I have 2 8-ounce cans. Or what I might just do is I might actually, just to keep things neat and simple, I might just put up here +3. Okay? So I'm actually a little bit ahead of the game here. However, you notice I don't have any diced tomatoes or any 16-ounce cans of tomato sauce. Okay, now I already noticed that she didn't have much in the way of canned beans. There's just 1 can of beans. And that is these white kidney beans, or cannellini beans. Okay, so I'm going to keep all the beans on my list. However, I'm going to make note that she does have 1 can. I'll just add it to my list, and then we can replace it over time. 1 can. Cannellini beans. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the tomatoes that we have and the can of beans into the pantry, since I've already documented that I have it. Okay, now we're going to focus on, I found quite a few cans of vegetables. And by the way, one reason she has some of these canned products is when I was still living in Colorado, I didn't want her going to the grocery store with all this COVID stuff going on. And so I did Walmart online shopping with delivery. And of course, canned goods was one of the things that I could have delivered. So let's take a look now at the canned vegetables that we have. There's 1, 2. First, I'm just going to pull out all the green beans. 3, 4, 5. So we actually have 5 cans of green beans. And let's see, it says 4, so I'm going to put +1. So we actually have 5 cans of green beans. Now let's look at canned corn. There's 1, 2, 3, and there is 4. Now that's perfect, because that is exactly what I want to have in the main pantry. Oh, I take it back. I just saw another one that I'd missed. So we actually have 5. So I'm going to put 4 cans of corn and here on my list. So I'm doing 4 cans of corn plus 1. Okay. Now, as a bonus in the canned vegetable department, she also has a can of beets. And so I'm going to add this to the canned vegetables section on my list. And I know that's going to be a little blurry, but you get the idea. So 1 can of beets, and I'll just check that off. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put those in the pantry so that I have room to work on these other items. Okay, now let's take a look at canned meats. I had sent her some chicken, and she already had some chicken, and also tuna. And so what we have in the way of chicken is, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has 5, and these are actually 12.5 ounce cans of chicken. Okay, so you can see 4 cans of chicken, but the idea was the small cans, so we're actually ahead of the game, but I'm just going to put plus 1 there. And we don't need to buy chicken for right now. We will add more as my stockpile as I start doing the prepper pantry, but right now I'm just trying to fill up my main pantry as kind of an initial prepper pantry. All right, so we have 3 cans of tuna, and so you can see over here, I'm not going to check this off because I need 1, so I'm just going to make a note. We have 3, so need 1 more. All right, and again, I'm going to put those away in the pantry, and then we'll go on to the next item. Oh, you know what? I am seeing more tuna that I had missed. Oh, and chicken. Okay, so we have a little bit more than I thought. So let me go through and adjust my inventory. So I had, let's see, I actually can check off the tuna because we have 4. And if you watched my video on building a prepper pantry on a budget, you'll know that my eventual goal is to have double of all of these. So the bottom line is that I still will add more, but my first goal is just to get all of these items in the pantry, in the main pantry that we use all of the time. Okay, so let me go ahead and put those away now. Okay, now I'm going to look through and I'm going to find all of what I call cooking soups, and I'm meaning things like cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, cream of potato. I don't know if that would be used as a cooking soup as much. I don't know if you guys have used it in recipes. It might just be a good soup by itself. Okay, we actually ended up with 9 cans of cream of mushroom. Okay, now this is great news because if you look at my list here, I'm not sure how well you can read it, but right here I have 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup, and I'll say plus 7. So we actually have 9 cans of cream of mushroom soup. So this is something I shouldn't have to buy for a little bit until I'm ready to stock my pantry deeper. Now you can see on this list that I also have I want 2 cans of cream of chicken, and I actually have 3 cans. And so you can see I've got actually 3 cans of cream of chicken soup. And so we're in pretty good shape with the creamed soups. Something else that I have that I bought to be used, because when I was sending her some stuff, you actually couldn't find these creamed soups. So I bought her these Campbell's oven sauces, and they could be used in a way like a cream soup. You know, you can cook, you can see chicken and that type of thing with it. I thought for sure when I was pulling things out that I had 2 of these, and I probably do somewhere on the table here. So at any rate, I'm good to go with the creamed things for cooking for a little bit until I'm ready to really stock my pantry. So let me make a list here of, I'm going to check off the 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, and I'm going to say that I have plus 1 and 1 and maybe 2 of the Campbell's, what do they call this, oven sauces. Alright, now I'm going to go put those in the pantry, and I'll be right back to continue the inventory. Okay, now we're going to look at canned broth, and I'm going to divide by type. And I can tell already we're in good shape with this, because in addition to these cans that are here, I have 2-quart mason jars full of bouillon. I have one that's chicken and one that's beef. So anyway, but let's go ahead and see how many chicken we have. Push all of these back. Whoops. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Push those back a little bit. 5. Oh, this one's dented, so I want to use this really soon. Don't know if you can see that, but it's very dented. So we'll put that at the very front. And so let's see, there is, I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cans of chicken broth. And you can see here on my list, I have chicken bouillon. I'm going to check it off because I'm going to put down that I have 6 cans plus 1 quart dry. I'll just put our powder. All right. We also have 2 cans. Let's see, there's a can of beef broth, and there are 2 cans of vegetable broth. So we got 1 beef broth. So I'm going to check off my list here. Beef bouillon, 1 can plus 1 quart powder. All right. And also, I told you that I thought I'd probably have more of those oven sauces. Now that I moved the bouillon, I have found that I have 2 of these classic roasted chicken Campbell's oven sauces. So I'm going to put them, you can see on my list here that I had 1 Campbell's oven sauces. I'm going to put 3. All right, let me go put all these in the pantry. And like magic, when I was clearing off the table to put things away, I found another cream of mushroom and 2 more cans of cream of chicken. So I'm going to say on my list here that instead of having plus 7 cream of chicken, I have plus 8. So I have 10 cans of cream of chicken. And I have 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, plus 2, so actually 4 cans and 3 of the Campbell's onion sauces. You go put all of these things. Put all of these things in the pantry. All right, now what I'm going to pull in is any type of canned soups or chilies that are things that you would more eat just as soup or chili rather than using in a recipe. So you can see that I have cream of potato and beef style country noodles, classic chicken and rice, clam chowder, and there's another clam chowder, chicken noodle, and finally chili. Now, the only thing of these that I have on my list is the canned chili. I don't really use canned soup much, but obviously it's good to have on hand. I'm going to go ahead and change my little list here, and I will make note that I have 1 can of chili. And I'm going to also just add, I'm not going to differentiate between type because I'm not as concerned about this, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cans of soup. Okay, so I just put in here 7 cans of soup, and I'll check that off. And again, this I'll probably just try to maintain, since it's something that I don't know if my mom will eat as much of it now that we're here and I'm cooking, but we might want to just maintain some of that. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in the pantry. I also found this jar of pasta sauce that I'm just going to put in with the canned tomato products. All right. I noticed that when I was emptying out the pantry that there are some snack items, such as there are 2 of these Great Value brand, up here, cheese crackers. I think I actually sent those to her because of COVID. I wanted her to have all kinds of things. My objective was for her to not have to go to the store as much. I mean, obviously she needed to buy milk and meat and things like that, but I sent her all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and make note of this under snacks and beverages. I'm going to put 2 large boxes of cheese crackers. And I'll just go ahead and check that off and put those in the pantry. She's also big on graham crackers, so I had purchased her 2 of these 25.6 ounce boxes of honey-made graham crackers, and I'll go ahead and add those to the pantry as well. Okay, let me see what else I can find that are snacks. There's some Ritz crackers, an opened box of Cheez-Its, a bag of nacho cheese flavored tortilla chips, some regular tortilla chips, another bag of the Doritos nacho cheese. And I actually came across a couple of partially used bags of chips as well. We've got some Cheetos and some Poppables, so I'll put them in with the other snacks. And I also came across a partial box of graham crackers. Okay, now let's take a look at beverages. She has these 2 containers of coffee, 1 Folgers that is 35 ounces, and this Great Value that is 48 ounces. Now, if you notice over on my list, my initial pantry, I want 2 coffees, so we've got that. I'll go put those in the pantry. In terms of beverages, I also found Nestle, looks like that is strawberry, and I know we have some hot cocoa as well, and a partial box of Ritz crackers that I'll add to the cracker stash. And now we're going to look at what cereal that we have on hand. We have some granola. We also have this kashi flakes and clusters, and then this big container of looks like Cheerios. All right, so we've got that, and I also just came across a small box of individually packaged hot cocoa mix. Oh, my mom was just pointing out that I missed a cereal. So, and we also have a box of Raisin Bran. So I need to have put my mom to work and have her help me with this inventory, because it seems that her eyes may be better than mine. And I also just noticed this item that is, I would put in the cereal category, and that is oats. All right, as you can see, we are on the final stretch of items that we have to put back in the pantry. Right now I've been spacing things out in the pantry, and I might have to squish them together a little bit. All right, but let's continue on for now. First, as if we didn't have enough already, there are more crackers that I'll put in the snack area. And we also have 2 of these 4 packs, 4 pounds each of spaghetti. Okay, so again, I think this is something I must have sent to her as part of the shopping that I did for her before we moved here. So let me put those items in the fridge, or not in the fridge, in the pantry. Just came across another small package of coffee. And as far as baked good goes, or baking goods, I don't have a lot. I sent her these Bisquick cheese and garlic. They make 6 biscuits. I made these actually the other day to go with a soup that we had, and they were really good. And it's kind of nice because sometimes you don't want the whole big package, and this makes 6, which there's 3 of us in this household now. And so being able to have 2 biscuits each was great. So I also have on my list, I have flour and sugar and things like that. She does have a small amount of that in her refrigerator or pantry already. So let me put these items away. And the gift keeps giving. I just found some more hot cocoa mix. And I had sent her a couple of packages of stuffing mix just for another easy side dish and something that could take the place of rice or so on. Now, one thing that I haven't come across is brown rice, and I sent her quite a bit, and I know that she pulled some out the other day. It's just not stored in the pantry, so I'll have to see where that is and make sure and incorporate that into our pantry list. Okay, since we're already really on the final stretch now, I'm just going to point things out here and then move them aside, and then I'll put them on the pantry. Oh, this is great. Do you mind being on camera, Mom? No, I'm fine. Okay. So, in the pantry, let's see if I can get my mom here. Okay, you're good right there, Mom. So, there's a shelf that has been missing, and we didn't know where it was, and my mom wasn't sure where she put it, but it looks like she just found it. So go ahead and hold up the shelf, Mom. Okay, so after this video, and I'll be able to add that to the pantry, and that will make a big difference with our room as well. Good job, Mom.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we got, and this is just kind of the random things, crispy onions. Those, of course, are great on green bean casserole. We have green beans, we have cream of mushroom soup, so we'd be good to go there. There are 2 of these bottles of Welch's grape juice. We have this big bottle of, this big bag of Purina bacon loaded, made with real bacon, triple cheese dog treats. Of course, we can't forget our pets. We have some log cabin syrup, honey, salt. This is iodized salt, just your regular salt, and I also have 2 boxes of kosher salt. A little bit of pudding, some almonds, and we have an assortment of dried beans. These look like yellow lentils, black beans, pinto beans, and actually these are pinto beans as well, and some kidney beans and great northern beans. All right, and finally we have some an unopened jar of peanut butter. This is 16 ounce, I believe, or 18 ounce, and there's also an opened jar of peanut butter. And then finally we have another side. We have the Knorr pasta sides, and we have just a few granola bars. Looks like 3 packages of granola bars. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put all of these items into the pantry, and I'll show you what it looks like. And then in another video, I'm going to show you my completed inventory list, and then I'll create a shopping list from there to fill out the pantry the rest of the way.